Can I answer this?
Yeah, yeah. Anyone can give the answer, no problem.
Yeah, continuous integration means it will pull the Jenkins will pull the source code from the source code repository,
Okay.
and after that, after pulling the code from GitHub or any source code repo,
Mm-hmm.
it will build the code with the help of building tools like Maven.
Mm-hmm.
Maven tool is used for Java, so it will
Okay.
build the code,
Mm-hmm.
and while building it will taste also, means before building it will taste the code,
Mm-hmm.
and the artifact will be ready, and that artifact will be pushed to the sorry, artifactory, or if image will be built, it will be pushed to the Docker. Means from that artifact it will be image will be built if Docker we are using. So in the integration process, these all things will be these all things are done. If I'm wrong, you can correct, means
Yeah, yeah.
anybody because,
No problem. And anyone?
Yeah. So continuous integration is the process
Mm-hmm.
by which, like, the developer, whenever they write a code, the code will be with uh, built with some dependencies, and the artifacts will be created.
Mm-hmm.
That artifacts would be deployed to the uh, web server. So
Okay.
the process is called continuous integration. So the process will be in continuous, and it follows with the continuous deployment also. That is called CI/CD. So since we are talking about continuous integration,
Yeah, yeah.
so this integration process will be taken care by the Jenkins. So Jenkins is the it will it will it will be a mediocre, and it will do the job.
Oh, yes. Another one. Nitin. Continuing integration.
So continuous integration, suppose developer writes some codes
Mm-hmm.
and they push that code and the CI tool they check that everything is okay or not. If it is not okay, then again it goes to developer. If everything's go okay,
Mm-hmm.
then it goes to maintainer or developer to for the next process. We can start the next process. So basically it's everything is integrated to each other
Yeah, okay, ma'am.
to fast the process.
Yes. Okay, ma'am. So any other? So everyone listen, what is the continuous integration, right? So if you have your idea, you can also share. Mahindra, just tell me. You want to say something? Mahindra Sai. Vivek, Vingesh, Ravindra.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. What you
Yeah.
listen, you also tell that what's your opinion also.
Yes, yes, yes. As of my knowledge, the continuous integration will be like whenever the developers develop the code,
Mm-hmm.
he uses it pushes the code to GitHub, right? Once the once he pushes the code to GitHub,
Mm-hmm.
the Jenkins, the CI/CD tool, whichever word, whether it will be a Jenkins or it will be a GitLab, okay, just automatically triggers the code. Okay, once if any developer commits the code, it automatically triggers. Okay, once the trigger is done, and then it is used to create a job. Based on the job, it is used to, for if it is a Java project, it is used to integrate communicate with Maven, and then use it to generate artifacts. Whether if it is in Node.js or Python application, and then it will be used to develop communicate with Docker, and use it to deploy. It's used to run some content, build images. That is as of my knowledge, but correct me if I was wrong.
Okay. So I think we can move on next question also. Okay. So what type of jobs you have to configure in Jenkins? Which type of your job? Hello.
Yeah,
Uh, mm,
Yeah, one by one we can see.
Yeah, we can configure a freestyle job and also the pipeline job.
Yes.
In pipeline job, we can use a scripted or a declarative pipeline. So that's two are mainly used in industry.
Other.
Ram, I have one question.
Yeah. Ask.
Um, yeah, what is a scripted pipeline and declarative pipeline? Can anybody answer this question?
Yeah. Anyone
What is the
there are
difference?
so
What
many.
is the difference?
What is the difference between?
Scripted pipeline and declarative pipeline.
Yeah.
Actually, scripted pipeline is industry using the previously in that many more option is not available.
Hmm.
So that's why many features are available in declarative pipeline. So currently industry are using a declarative because in declarative we can run a job on a particular agent, or we can skip any module or any job or particular job we want to run, so we can easily do that in declarative pipeline, but in scripted we can't do in a particular job or separate job in a particular file. So that is the main difference. And other is a declarative we can trigger from outside machine also. So it is the better feature in declarative pipeline. So is a common
Okay.
difference is starting is a in scripted pipeline is a starting from node agent, I think so, and in declarative it's a starting from pipeline. I think that is I some confused about that two things.
Yes. Yes. Whatever you
Yeah,
want, you can share. No problem.
yeah, right. Just correct me
Yeah.
if
Anyone?
so, the declarative pipeline is actually, the predefined steps. Okay, so this is like uh, predefined build steps which are already there, like the code snippets that you have. All right, so you build your job according to your need that you want to automate. Okay, but with the scripted, these stages or these steps can be customly defined. Okay, you use Groovy syntax. Okay, there is a language by the name of Groovy which you use, and you define the steps with this, and you do this process which is called declarative pipeline. Okay, now these syntax you need to uh, aware of. You do not need to learn Groovy completely. You just need to understand what are the basic syntax which are being used in Groovy, and then you can actually fine tune your steps that you're going to use in those pipelines.
Okay. So I think we can move next question, right?
Hello.
Yeah. You also want to share something?
No, no. I want to ask you one question.
Yes.
How can you handle variables in Jenkins?
How can you handle in variables in Jenkins, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Anyone?
Hello.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yeah, regarding the variables, there are two, two types of variable. One is predefined variable in Jenkins, and second, you will manually define in your script. Okay.
Hmm.
So the predefined variables are fixed. You can use them anywhere in your script, and the manual define you can define as per your requirements in the script. For scripted pipeline, you can directly define as the syntax def, then the variable name, and the path or something else, the command you want to use with that variable. Okay. But in the declarative pipeline, you have to define it in environment stage. So you can define it means environment, then you can start your brackets, and in that bracket, you have to define your variables. And one more thing means the scripted and declarative pipeline. Basically, there is means the key difference is that scripted pipeline is the we can say traditional way of writing the script. Okay, you have to just define the stage name and then define the stage name and execute your command. Like if you want to build, then you can just define your build command. But in the declarative pipeline, it's just like a script as a code. So in which you can define multiple steps in single stage. So each stage will be an individual stage which containing multiple steps. Okay.
Okay, sir. So, Shiva Krishna, you understand?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, anyone have any other questions also?
Yeah. I have one doubt.
Hmm.
Can I? Sir?
Yes, yes, you can proceed.
Yeah. Some one interview. I hear one question that is a developer code. There is a bug, and in pre-production, I mean, and SIT, the function is clear. In developer side, in the developer side, there is a bug. Then can we proceed with production or not? And what we do? And that is the question. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, Nagaraj, can you just repeat your question again?
Yeah. Means in developer team, I mean code in scripted there is a bugs error.
Okay.
There is error, but in before I mean in pre-production, I mean SIT we have the different functions right for testing.
Mm-hmm.
In pre-production like QA, SIT, load test. In SIT, it I mean application is running clear.
Mm-hmm.
No bugs it was showing. In
So, means you are saying in the SIT no bugs is there, but developer find bugs during pushing the code, something like that. Means you
sorry,
have to say means break your question in two parts so that we can understand what you really want to ask.
hello.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in script, I mean application, I mean code.
Yes.
At code in scripted I mean code it was showing errors sir. But in pre-production I mean there is no bug showing on that stage. I mean on the testing environment it was clear on that environment, but in the developer side it was showing errors. Then we can move with the production, I mean release the application into the production or not.
I think the question that he is trying to ask is that in the dev environment, the deployment shows a bug, but while he's doing a testing in the SIT or environment, uh, ST or AT environment, the bug doesn't show. So whether we can go ahead and do the deployment in production or not
Means
Yeah.
is his question.
you are saying means in the development side there is a bugs, but when you do some testing like integration testing and something else, then it is all clear, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's my question.
Yeah, for that means if you means implemented automation testing, then you have to do some manual testing as well, because you have to find out why this bugs means come out in the development department. Because before means if you are going for release, then there should be no bugs, because that will be the release environment in which yeah, customer is also interacted with you. Okay. and
Yeah.
customer is also using the same app. But if still you have the bugs, then you cannot go for release.
Okay.
If you have any doubt, means then just let me know.
Nagaraj, you understand?
If we, I mean, in dev environment side, if is there any bug, we
Yeah,
can't move with production.
yeah, you
That
can't
is
move in production, right? Because production is the phase where means your higher authority of your company as well as your customer both are means checking the application. Okay.
Okay.
So I think for you can say for respect purpose means you don't let down your company's image that you have the bugs till you have release your application in the production.
Uh, but why in dev environment side is showing bug, but in system, I mean, SIT, but it
It
was
might be
showing clear.
some, yeah, it might be some conflict. Okay. Sometimes we are facing and there will be any conflict which is not observed by the testing, automation testing, which you have means define in your Jenkins pipeline. Then you have to do some manual testing, and you have to also check means after which commit you are facing these type of bugs, right?
Okay.
Ajay, is there any chance of libraries or dependencies will be vary from dev team and the testing team? Is it also possible case for these conflicts, right?
Yeah, means for libraries means may vary from dev team to testing teams. So for that means developer and tester must be synchronized with each other regarding the dependencies.
Yeah,
Might be the tester
if they won't
has
sync with,
left some.
if they won't
Yes,
sync with each other, there is a chance of this conflict, right?
right. Yeah, because might be the tester has left some means one or two dependencies which was passed by the test automation testing. Because automation testing is that we have write some test cases. If we haven't write any test case, then it automatically clear out, right?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay. Thanks.
okay. Any other doubts?
Hello.
Yeah.
I have a question regarding AWS. Like, my question is how to upgrade or resize a running EC2 instance. And I mean, we are not supposed to stop the instance, so we need to upgrade the EC2 instance on the fly. Uh,
So upgrade in the sense you can just let me know.
I mean, if I want to change instance type from T2 micro to T2 medium for the production
Mm-hmm.
server. So for the
Mm-hmm.
production server, we are not supposed to stop and upgrade that, right? So we have to do on the fly without stopping the to instance. So how can we do that? Because this question was asked in one of the interviews.
Okay. Means you want to upgrade your instance without stopping the instance, right?
Correct, correct.
Okay. I think there is a facility regarding this. Means you can upgrade your instance with the running instance. Like if you want to upgrade your RAM or CPU or anything, then you can just use the particular section. I think there is a action or something like that. But no worry, means I got your question exactly. I didn't remember because. I didn't remember the section
This,
where to upgrade. Okay,
I think it's,
but is
Otto is telling
definitely
this is a feature of AWS. I think this question is pretty much straightforward because if you see why we are choosing AWS, okay, so this is I think a straightforward question. Like you can
yeah.
say
Means auto
auto
scaling is the then is I think he is asking for manual upgrade. Okay, if auto scaling is there, then it will
when
automatically
we are when
scale
we are
up.
configuring it, so we can then also I think we can provide what I believe.
See, this is being taken care by the AWS
Huh.
EC2
Yeah,
replication.
because this is not because this is all the cloud team means it will
Right,
take care AWS.
right. So you need to do this by the EC2 replication. You
Hmm.
first create the copy of the database and the image. Okay. Then once you have it ready, you just switch over, to the other server that you want to upgrade it. I
Okay.
will
So
just
as
go ahead and send the link in the chat to do the
okay,
EC2
so
replication, so you can follow that.
I think as per my understanding, we have to copy the image for the EC2 instance you want to upgrade. So with the same image, then we have to create new EC2 instance. After creating new EC2 instance, then we can switch over the traffic from old instance to new instance.
Exactly. You
Then
got
we
my
can
point. That's how you
delete
do
the
it.
old instance. I think that's
Right,
what
right.
I heard, read from some
Exactly.
article.
That's how
Yeah.
you do it. Right.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
But what about the IPs that if we create the new instances, then the IPs will be different, right? See, anyhow, if it is not a dynamic IP, it would eventually change, right? So if you have the static IPs, you can easily change them. Then we have to say, change the whole setup for the load balancers also. We have to include those IPs. Right? Yes, you have to. Right. Right. If we launch a new instance, then we have to configure everything where the IP is located, right? Right. I'm just gonna share a link where you can follow those steps. Sure. Okay.
Okay.
I think without stopping instance, we cannot upgrade. We need to stop it. Means it is a vertical scaling, no? So first we need to stop the instance, then only we can upgrade, and then we have to start the instance.
But for production servers, we cannot stop the
Then
instance
you
and run.
can, yeah.
We,
Then
in
But I
test,
we
think
can
yeah,
auto
we can do.
scaling. Yeah.
Yeah, we can do it in testing and development stage, but not we are not supposed to do that
no,
in
in production
production
there is
stage.
not only one server, right? So I think so we can
Auto scaling.
yeah, and,
Which
not only auto scaling. We in production we don't use only one server. So we can divert that request to another instance, and we can update one instance. I think so.
yeah, many servers will be there, right?
Okay, I think I found some document link in Google, so I will forward that in Telegram regarding this question.
Okay, so we can ask another question, right?
Hello.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, I have one doubt. How to set up the pipeline? Last week I attended one interview. That interviewer asked that question.
How to set up the pipeline?
Uh,
Yeah. Hello. Anyone know?
Using Maven, we can set up a pipeline
Yeah.
in
Tell me how to set up the pipeline.
using Jenkins. We can set up a pipeline.
Mm-hmm.
We need to write a code for that. That is a pipe. We need to select a pipeline script for that job in the job. So we can write a code in that. So by step, we need to write a code.
Yeah. Anyone other?
You
Sorry,
can
I didn't hear the question.
Okay, there's no need to write code for every time for you write, you run a pipeline or for that. So uh, with the new versions of Jenkins, there's the plugin all is already there. So I think Ram has already shared a folder with you guys, like which shows actually how to run the pipelines. So Ram, could you please share with them if you don't have uh,
What I have to
great
share?
with for the continuous integration folder. If you have, you can share it with them. for the Jenkins.
Okay, okay. Actually, I want to tell you something. Actually, Rahul sir is the trainer, and he will also help you if you have any question. Okay, he will share you. Okay, you can ask him also.
What are the parameters that we need to consider while writing the pipeline for the new project or
Uh, After end of the day, after end of the meeting, I will share the drive link.
okay, so what we'll do, you just go through those videos first, and
Uh,
then if you
Actually,
have a
recently I
question,
shared one task related, like I'm telling you. This is the one for actually
you need to
multi-layer
understand
web
what's the
application setup
freestyle.
already shared.
So first, we have to understand the basics, right? So we have need to understand what's a freestyle project is,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you need to break. See, we are in an industry wherein we need to, first analyze our problem thoroughly. So you need to break down the problem, right? Break your problem into pieces, and then try to solve it.
Okay.
First, cover the basics of what exactly is freestyle and the pipelines are. So then you can actually understand it. So I'll share the study material. So I was busy with few things, so I'll start sharing the material with you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, in Telegram I will share. Nagraj. Okay.
Hello. So are you going to upload in the drive or are you going to share in the Telegram link? I mean, Telegram. I mean, there is one drive for all the materials, right? I mean, I saw it
Yeah,
yesterday.
actually I have a projects also. So one by one I will share you. If I share you everything, you are not studying. One by one,
I think,
when you complete, after that I will give you another one.
okay. I think it's better to upload in drive so that everyone can access instead of putting it in the Telegram chat.
Yeah, yeah, I will share. You also message in
Oh,
Telegram what you need. Okay, I will share. Okay.
okay.
Everyone I think available in Telegram, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, then no problem.
So there is only one group in Telegram, right? Not
Yeah,
different
yeah,
groups.
only one group because the WhatsApp group is full, so that's why I have to make Telegram group.
Okay, okay.
Hmm.
Can you tell me the group name?
So you are not joining in Telegram link?
No, not yet.
Okay, fine, I will share. Okay, so we can. There are so many people are freshers also. Okay, so Jyoti Palwar, I have to create simple pipeline for the Jenkins. Can you speak also that what you have written, Jyoti Palwar?
Actually, I don't have this deep knowledge about this.
Uh,
Just, uh, just these notes I have, so I have copy pasted.
okay, no problem. I will share in the
Guys, do
Telegram
one
group.
thing.
Mhm.
Okay, guys,
Yeah.
do one thing, please. Follow this link. Okay, this is the official documentation by Jenkins. Okay, and they have all the official terminologies which you need to understand,
Mm.
right? What the plugins are actually would require. So you can actually, for any kind of problem or tool that you would use in your career, try to find the official documentation for that. Okay, so the link that I've given you is the official documentation, right? So try to rely more on the official documentation for any kind of problem that you face. Sure.
Mm. So I think we can proceed with another questions also, right?
Yeah, Ram, before proceeding ahead, I think I have to ask one question.
Mm-hmm.
Means, may I know how many people are there who haven't worked on Jenkins practically? Means they haven't logged in the GUI or they haven't installed the means via CLI or on Windows.
Okay, So you want to ask in that workshop regarding the hands-on experience? How many people
No,
have?
no, I'm just asking for testing purpose, study purpose. Anybody means is there anybody who haven't logged in the Jenkins? Means he or she don't know about the Jenkins dashboard or something like that,
How many
right?
people know?
Because if
Yeah, Jyoti, Mahendra, Ramesh.
No, no, I have used it.
Yeah. So can anyone tell the process? What is the process? How to start?
for the means Jenkins,
Yeah. What is the process? How
yeah,
to start this?
means
Install
if you are
command.
starting from the beginning, then you have to first understand
Hmm.
means what is the means as Rahul said, you have to clear out your basic things.
Yeah.
Means you have to understand the complete use of Jenkins and Git and Jenkins plugins. Means
What?
where you will use the plugins, on which step you will use. Because if you have not idea about the plugins and how to use the Git and where to use these plugins and Git, or rest of the means the deployment things like Docker, then you cannot create a pipeline. Firstly, you have to understand these things. Then you have to go with the freestyle. Freestyle is basically freestyle job is the basically the person who don't know how to means what are the steps he has to means uh, cover in the his pipeline. Okay, so he can create a freestyle job in which they have mentioned means step by step. First, you have to do this. Then you can go for SCM checkout Git using Git or any other versioning tool. Then you can you want to create timestamp or you want to you have any predefined means pre-built step, then post-built steps. These are the kinds of means all the steps are mentioned in freestyle job. Okay, so everyone means who haven't create any pipeline, then they should start with this freestyle job. After that, they can understand the scripted and declarative or multi-branch pipeline.
Yeah. I think you have to also everyone first complete the basics. After that, we can share the screen and practically we will show how to do this also. Yes.
Can I know what is declarative and scripted pipeline? Because I have a little bit idea about Jenkins.
Mm-hmm. Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, I want to know what is declarative and scripted way of Jenkins.
I think we have means already answered this question. Means difference between the scripted and declarative pipeline.
Mm-hmm.
Right, the same is the answer because there is a difference in the syntax and there are some additional feature in the declarative pipeline and there is means yes.
Yes, so there is a very easy way to remember this. If there is something like you scripted, they're using a script with it. Okay,
Oh, okay. Okay,
to
sir.
find the pipeline,
Mm.
they're using a script for this, and the other one is not using the script. All right, so you do not over uh, whelmed with all the terminologies. Try to grasp everything one at a um, moment. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Any other question? Okay, fine.
No, what is the how to start the process in Jenkins? First initial step. I didn't get any answer.
Process of Jenkins, how to start.
Jenkins.se something like that.
Sorry, Jenkins
What the
dot.
SS?
Are you asking about installation?
Yes, actually, Ram is asking how to start the process of Jenkins?
Yeah, yeah, that's I'm asking like how to start the process like start to end. For this you have to complete the basic
Install it on your
basics.
free server. Install it on your free server. All right.
Hmm.
Okay.
And there are some commands also which we have to use. So one
What?
is yeah.
See, you just go to your free tier server, choose a T2 micro. Okay. Use a Ubuntu image. I'll give you the user input. Okay. The user input script is a bash script. Okay. Do not edit anything onto that. The script I'm going to give it to you that would be in user input in your while creating your image. Okay. Now that will actually spin up your server. With the Jenkins, you do not need to do anything. Okay, it will install. So first, you guys need to understand that for Jenkins is a Java-based software. So you need to have JDK 11 on this. So when I give you the script, try to go through each line, what each line is telling you. So Jenkins installation would require all those steps. Okay, in few moments I will share it with you guys. So just do not try to get overwhelmed with everything. Just try to grasp one thing at a moment. Okay.
Yeah.
So Rahul, actually, I was yesterday. I was trying to access the Jenkins through. I've created one instance in AWS, and I have installed JVK and whatever prerequisite for Jenkins. I have done the same, but problem is that we can access Jenkins through localhost, correct? 8080. But through that, I was not able to access the Jenkins.
Check your inbound port.
Sorry.
In security,
Check
yeah,
your
I think you need
ports.
to open port in the server.
Exactly. Check your ports. If you are using a Linux, install nmap tool and run a command what all in ports are open or not, and then
Okay.
security security group. Okay, check your security group first of all. Okay.
So I need to check the security group.
Right.
So what should I put in the security group to access the Jenkins?
In inbound rule, you
Hmm?
check if the 8080 is open.
You have to choose HTTP in
Yeah.
security group.
Right.
You have to open the port for all traffic.
All HTTP. Yes.
I have done the
HTTP.
Yeah.
same, but still I did not access the Jenkins.
The port number is 22. HTTP.
Okay, let's try. Today I will again try.
I will,
If you're
I
using
think
Linux, you try to log in the server and try to check whether ports are open using netstart
yeah,
command. Okay.
we need to enable your firewall. I think open your fire.
Yeah, means the best practice is there if you are using AWS or Azure. Firstly, you have to means allow your means all the ports, or if you know about the security group much knowledge, then you can allow particular port for Jenkins. Else, you can allow all the ports. Okay. Second, once you log in and you have installed your Jenkins, then you can just use netstat command to check whether your Jenkins are running or not on 8080 port. It will be the output will be the 8080 in front of Java because it will run only Java. Okay. So next is that if you are still unable to means access the Jenkins, then you have to disable your firewall. It's a best practice for testing purpose. Else, if you know if you have the knowledge about the firewall, how to means allow the ports, then you can allow that specific port.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. I'll try to do that today.
And if you are facing any problem, then again you ask. You can take the screenshot also if you are facing problem. Otherwise, you can share
How
the screen also.
how you install on Jenkins by using war file or any?
We have a command like java jar jenkins.var http port equal to whatever we want for specific port 80890 whatever we want.
If you have installed through war file, then you have to start the Jenkins. Like
Yes, we must start Jenkins.
Guys, I think one of the gentlemen asked me like how to install Jenkins. Guys, I have shared you the repository where most of the hands-on practices would be shared on this repository. Okay, the link is specifically for installing Jenkins using the user input script that is there, and you can fork this and clone it. Okay, as per your wish. So, but for using the
Rahul,
Jenkins, yeah.
yeah, I think means I have suggestion. If you are means any means the candidate means installing the Jenkins, then they have to Google it, search out by itself, himself or herself, and if they will face any problem, means they are facing any error, then they can take the screenshot and share that screenshot in the group. Because if you are telling about the installation, that it will take lots of time, right?
And they can share the screens also, and they can live the do also there also.
Right.
See
The
the
question.
training material that you have shared around. This is the part of that.
Yes, yes, yes.
If they do not follow what's being told in the video or the training material that you have shared, and they will try to install with anything else, they will get confused. So uh, up to these guys if they want to proceed with that or not.
Yeah, there is the process step by step. How can we do?
Guys, I understand. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I understand we are talking about the installation of Jenkins, which is widely being used as a CI/CD tool. A lot of materials are already available. It is a very straightforward installation. However, while we are talking about this, I have few points to just wanted to bring up some points and have a question around it. See, like we have, as it is being widely used, so it is also, Jenkins is also being used in a different way. One, use a community edition on a standalone server and create your pipelines. Second, master slave configurations. Third, being use it on a use Jenkins within Docker. So the question what I have is, has anyone in this forum can share some configuration and points that help in setting up a master slave Jenkins setup? And second, has anyone also used Jenkins within Docker, and how comfortably they were able to set up the pipelines? These are the two questions I have. I just wanted to ask. And also, okay, the fourth way of using Jenkins is also an enterprise one. Okay, so we use community one, but there are also enterprise versions available on Jenkins, which are the paid versions. So has anyone used the paid versions and how it differs from the community one?
So Santosh, you are talking about first you have asked that master slave configuration,
Right.
right? So master slave configuration will be of means two types. One is for load sharing. Second will be the high availability. For this, you have to means first clarify for which perspective you will use Jenkins. Okay, for master slave configuration is for high availability or is for
It
load
would be
sharing.
mainly load sharing. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be mainly load sharing. Load sharing means you have to means how to configure. Then you basically click on the manage Jenkins. There will be a section of managing node and something like that. And once you click on that, there will be appear a screen of please provide the name of that. And then there is a checkbox. You have to click that checkbox box, and then you can just go to next. After that, it will ask you a few things about your slave Jenkins. That what will be the directive you will use for this Jenkins, and what is the URL and the means credentials. After that, you can set up the master slave configuration. Okay. Here also you can give the number of executor you want to execute, like one or two. Okay, parallel execution. And for the next, you are saying for Docker, right?
Yep.
Okay. For the Docker, means I have used only for testing purpose, means for experiment purpose, not for the means development or production purpose. So I am comfortable with the bare metal installation. If you are using means you want to test your pipelines, then you can use Docker instance. Okay, that will be a means good approach.
What happens? Okay, two clarifications on the first 2 points. Thanks for responding. One is, okay, when we configure nodes, right? So node ideally they have to be in a different servers, right? Like they have to be configured on a different servers than the master. Or has
Yes,
anyone, right?
right.
Okay, okay. Thanks for that. And second thing is like when we use Docker, okay, Jenkins within Docker, right? How the jobs will be persisting. I mean, the jobs that have been run or that have been configured, once the Docker, I think either by mistake or by or for some
By
reason
mistake, you
Docker
have deleted that Docker container, right?
Docker
In
container.
that
Yeah.
section, in this section, you have to attach or mount a volume. External volume is the node volume in which you are running the Docker. You can mount the volume with the Jenkins directory, that is where live Jenkins, and the Jenkins directory will be mount outside the Docker container. Okay. If you
Yeah.
will delete your Docker container, still all the data will be available in your host. Okay.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Thank you. I just wanted to know if there is any other way. Yeah. Thank you.
If you don't mind, can you explain the process once again?
Sorry.
Can you explain the process what you had said once again?
For the means container, right?
Yeah, for the Docker container.
Docker means it's not about the means Jenkins. It's about the every means application you will run on the container. If you want a persistent volume, means your data will be safe. If your container will be deleted or crashed, okay, or stopped and removed from your running instance, then the data will be saved in your host machine. So you have to mount a host volume with the container volume. Okay, there will be like if you are using compose file or if you are using Ansible, something like that, or Kubernetes, then there is a means you can define via environmental variable or something like that. If you are using only Docker run command, then there will be environment. You can define -v, then the host volume colon the container volume. Like if you are taking on a backup of database. Okay, so you have to understand means like we are taking an example of PostgreSQL. So then you have to check the PostgreSQL means in which directory it will save its data, whatever the table or whatever the content you have created in the PostgreSQL. It will be, I think, saved in where lib PostgreSQL and data, something like that directory. Then that directory you have to mount your host volume, okay, which is outside your container. If you will delete your PostgreSQL container, still you can recover your data from the data host volume.
Okay, got it. I have one doubt regarding the database. Last time I had used MySQL, okay, MySQL, okay, database, and then it shows that there are two versions in it, like normal the MySQL version, and then there is another type of version there. What are the two versions that were in the MySQL?
Means there are means if you means there are two types of things. If you are asking, there is a free version and there is a paid version. Then there is means latest version means in which you will not get any support, or there is a LTS version where you can say a long term support. Then you
Hmm.
can define your. I don't know means you have to clear out your question first. Means
No,
you are
actually,
saying. Mhm.
yeah, actually, um, normally we use it to check software versions, and what are the insert software versions. Like, for example, if you want to see the MySQL version, we use it to use MySQL space hyphen hyphen version, hyphen hyphen v, or hyphen hyphen
Right.
version, so that we can able to find out a version. And then there is
Right.
another command. With that, if we used it, it is showing another version, like community server GPL, like that.
Means you are saying there is two means MySQL version is installed, right?
Yes, 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 yes.
And you have to select one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for that, yeah, means the basic operation is that you can uninstall the second one, and if you just means use the default one, then you can use the. I think there will be username and password will be different. Okay. So you can use means by this way. You can means disable that or stop that means version you don't want to use, right? Hello.
I got it, but
Yeah, hello.
I was posting my command in chat box. You just look at it. This is the one command that I use it.
Mahendra, you are not audible.
Can I speak loudly because we are not understanding what you want to
Yeah,
ask us?
can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, in the chat box I had sent one command that is used to check the MySQL version, right?
Mhm.
And then the other thing which I was going to post, this is it was showing some another version.
Okay.
It was showing that server version and that community server version also. There will be a difference in both the versions in the same MySQL only?
Means for that, Mahendra, I think your name is Mahendra, right?
Yeah, Mahendra.
Yeah, please share the screenshot so that we can elaborate that, right?
Sure, 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 sure.
Because sometimes we don't get the question means what you really want to ask. So if you will share your screenshot and mark that question means which you really want to ask.
I have one question.
Mhm.
Where means with the Jenkins deployment, where Ansible is exactly used? Uh, that question I have. Apart from configuration management, in deployment, how it is used, where it is used.
So means you are saying where we can use Ansible in Jenkins pipeline, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So means you can use means as you know it's a configuration management tool, right? So you can means you have to do something like in the deployment section. If you want you don't want to deploy directly on the deployment server, then you can use Ansible server as a mediator. You can just trigger the Ansible playbook from Jenkins, then that playbook will run and deploy your means application on the deployment server. That means you are making isolation between deployment server and Jenkins server. There will be a mediator of deployment server and Jenkins server, and there will be a mediator is Ansible server. which will trigger by the Jenkins, and it will deploy the application on your deployment server. Okay.
Okay. Means if we are not using Kubernetes, that time
Mhm.
Ansible will be used, right?
Yeah, means anywhere you can use the Ansible. Means for if you are using Docker, if you are using even if you are using Kubernetes, right? Ansible is means a configuration management tool. You can just use it to means trigger your if you are trigger your compose file or you trigger your .yaml file for Kubernetes. There's different things. Okay, so you have to understand why you are using Ansible. If you can deploy directly on the server, if you want to create isolation between Jenkins and deployment server, then you can use Ansible. As there is no need of using the Ansible and the Jenkins pipeline.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you, Ajay.
పుట్టి ఇక్కడ సెటిల్ అయిన వాళ్ళు ఎవరు లేరు. కేరళ, గుంటూరు, రాజంపేట, రాయచోటి,
Sorry, Abdul, I can't hear your voice.
విజయవాడ నుంచి వచ్చిన వాళ్ళు. ఇంకా దీనికి మించి ఉంటాయి సిటీలో మనకు ఫెసిలిటీస్ కోసం కానీ ఏదైనా. ఇప్పుడు మనకు లిఫ్ట్ అనేది ఒకటే చిన్నది ఉంది.
Yeah, Mr. Abdul, can you just mute your hello, Abdul?
ఇక్కడ
Ram, can you mute this?
శబ్దమే రాలేదు. ఎవరు యూజ్ చేయరు, ఎక్కువ ఎవరు యూజ్ చేస్తారు. అంతా హెల్త్ కాన్షియస్ అయిపోయినాడు లేండి కోవిడ్ తర్వాత. అంతా సపరేట్ వస్తుంది, ఎవరి వాళ్ళకు వచ్చేస్తారు.
Yes.
I have one doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain about, I mean, what is a product-based companies and, I mean, product-based and service-based, these are the different types actually. Actually, most of the companies are providing services only. For example, within examples, can you explain?
I think Ram, you have to answer this. Hello, Ram.
Yeah, it's quite simple actually. Product based and service based industry. Service based industry, in the sense like TCS, Wipro, and Cognizant, and Capgemini. All this, like there are so many. They are not building their own product, so they are the product will be outsourced to them. They are working on those products. Like for example, some companies like GE, Mobilium, and these companies having their own product, they will sell the product to the customers. So those are the product based companies. Those companies, they need resources to build their product. They don't want to hire a resource unnecessary for small changes or anything. So what they will do is that based on the requirement, they don't want to totally they don't want to maintain the uh, people, or like employees. So they want some set of employees that's enough for them. For example, Apple also for you like a product based company. Windows is a product based company. Google is a product based company. These are product based company. They will hire the contractors. In the sense, for them, they are contractors from some other company like Capgemini, Infosys. Infosys having some own product also, but still they are also into services. Wipro and Cognizant, all these companies, they will send their employees to the Apple or Microsoft or GE, such companies for the to fulfill their work. So just like so, they are service based industries. They are servicing the customers. They're not building their own product. Whereas product based companies, they will build their own product. I think got
Okay.
it.
Currently, we are saying only that is product and own. I mean, product based and service based. These are only.
Yes, they are
These
the
are.
two.
Is there any?
No, don't only those two, right? Like either
Okay.
they have to build the product, or they have to send their employees to their like they can work for the other company products in other sense,
Okay.
like for Capgemini, they will work for other company products. That's the
Hmm.
only criteria. There is no other differentiation.
Okay.
The
Okay.
product is self-based.
Okay. Thank you. And one more question is, I mean, can you explain about, I mean, what simply what is Docker and at what point Docker will plays a key role?
Uh, so Nagraj, means it's a very basic question, and for
Yeah.
that, firstly you have to do your self study. Understand? Because
Yeah.
you are asking a very basic question which is related to a very fresher guy. So I think first you have to do your research. If there is
Okay.
any doubt in any key point, then you can let us know. We will means make you understand.
Okay.
Nagraj,
In the sense, like
you need
Docker is a
to.
container. Okay,
Right.
it's very simple.
Yeah. 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 It's a
Lorry truck having
containerization tool.
yeah, truck is having
Yeah.
container, right? To ship their
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
like
It been converted into image and it will. I mean,
yes,
we can run a
Yeah,
container.
yeah.
that's why I
Product
mean,
will
sir.
be
That's why I
shipped
said.
through the container.
Yeah, Acha,
Okay.
that's why I said that means if he will do his research, then he will understand why we are using Docker, where we are using Docker, and what are the key points, and what is the difference between containerization and bare metal. These are the means I think research work. He has to do some self study, right?
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So Nagraj, you need to understand the concepts of virtualization first. Huh? So
Yeah.
start
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
virtualization first, and then go with the containerization. So then you will understand better.
Okay. Done. Okay. Until now, I mean, I can't, I mean, watch any videos about the Docker. I don't know about the Docker till now Docker. That's why I'm asking.
Okay. Okay. Just go through the virtualization concept first, and then if you have any question, then let us know. We'll all try to help.
Is there, yeah, yeah, yeah. Is there any material? I mean, regarded to the Docker, is there any material
Yes,
can provide?
Nagraj, you
I
can
just gave
check.
you right. I just gave you a repository. Okay.
Okay.
So just go through that. Yep.
Okay.
Uh, yes, Nagraj, you can check technical Guftagu channel is there.
Yeah.
There he has explained Docker from that. You can check from there.
What channel name?
Techni-
Repeat again, man.
Technical Guftagu is the channel. You will understand everything if you check it once.
Technical Gupta channel.
Yeah, means yeah, technical Guftu.
Guftagu.
Yes, means it will provide you basic knowledge of Docker from scratch, and it
Yeah.
means from scratch you can understand this. And for the real time scenario, means you can ask the questions. We can clear out here.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay.
Searching the channel. They are telling technical good to go.
So, is there any other question left?
Yeah, actually, I have one question. We are using instances, right? Then, what is the use of databases?
Instances and databases. You are asking about, right?
Yes. Yes.
Firstly, can you just tell me what is the instance? Yeah, Mahendra.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm asking what is the instance?
Hmm.
Means what do you mean by this?
Yeah, it's just a storage medium, right?
Can you speak loudly?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Uh, instance is nothing but the storage devices like what we use in our system, right? Like it will have some combination of CPUs, memory, like storage, and then core processor. That's what the instance will be.
The
Yeah.
instance is only when the process create, no, one instance will be created. Okay, it's very basic. Okay, am I correct or not? Whatever the process is created, like let's say Jenkins process. Okay, Warfella we have run. This is a one process. Okay, so this is a one instance. What I understood. Am I correct, or someone can be
No,
corrected?
no, he is asking me means his question is regarding the instance in AWS because he is just pick
Okay.
that term instance from AWS. So instance is your virtual machine. Okay,
Okay.
exactly means if you like you are using if you are using any virtual player like virtual box or VM player in which you are creating Linux and Red Hat instance or CentOS instance means machine. That is a similar on cloud. Okay, so it's a means a virtual machine you are using whether it is Linux or whether it is Windows. Okay, and you asking about the database. Database is means storage application. You can use means storage device or you can say storage application, and that will be connected to your instance. Once you are running any application on your instance, that application will gather some data from the users, and that application requires storage medium or storage location. That will be the database of that application. Okay.
Okay.
So Mahendra, hello.
Yeah, yeah, understood. Then mostly the process of the database is used to collect the information. Is it true?
Means no, it's it will save the information, and means database you can consider as a application will save the or save or fetch the data from the database. Means it's in out process and saving the data.
Okay, okay, got it.
I think means yesterday was a question regarding this means what is the multi-tier application and single-tier application. I was driving, but I had heard that question also.
130 also one. Uh, I am managing like 1 minute.
Am I correct? Means yesterday was that question or not?
Yes, yes.
So the example is there. What is the single tier application or what is the multi tier application is or two tier application is means if you are using any application offline and that is just running on your phone, right? It means it is not sharing any data from the local device, right? Then you can say it's a single tier application. Just like you can say if you have used putty is a single tier application. Okay, and if you are using two tier application, there will be a application plus database. Means two things are running simultaneously and which are linked with each other. If you are asking for multi-tier or three-tier application, then there will be a, application plus web server plus database. So you can means define your single tier or multi tier application in this way. So mostly online applications like you can say Instagram or you can say Flipkart or any application which is running on a web browser, then it's means using web server as well as application code as well as database. If it's just using database and it's running only the means a GUI mode without using web server, then it will be a two-tier application.
Okay, guys. So I think tomorrow, which topic we can discuss in tomorrow? I think Jenkins is very. Hmm? Tomorrow we can discuss in Docker. Hello, am I audible?
Okay.
Yeah, Docker would be fine, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
Docker, huh? Because I think
Yep.
Jenkins is almost complete. I think maybe.
Docker or Ansible, anyone.
Yeah. Okay. So I will arrange your questions and I will ask also. Okay. No, no. After complete, we will again whatever topics we will cover. Okay. One by one, we will cover. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
So actually,
Telegram
if you have
ID.
any, yeah, Telegram channel already shared. You are new. You are
Yeah, if anyone means facing any problem, he or she can paste means share the error or picture in that Telegram group.
and in this class you can share the screen also if you're facing any problem. Then we can also see whatever you problem facing. Okay.
So have
Uh,
we recorded today's session?
yeah, yeah. Don't worry. The session is
Okay.
recorded. I will share the link in the group. Don't worry. Who is
Also,
not
I also wanted to ask whether, like, I joined yesterday itself. So these were the only two sessions for Jenkins, or had we like had a session
recordings
earlier?
actually we will share. If you want to more skills, you are available in group. You can ask the question.
Okay.
Everyone available to share you the answer. Don't worry.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Daily you have to practice. If you are facing any problem, you have to share the problem. You can share the screen also. Okay. Don't worry.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Nitin, you have any question?
Telegram ID.
Telegram, you are available in WhatsApp group?
No, no, no. I'm
How you
new
join?
to this. Sorry.
Uh, Actually, I shared the link in the group only. Okay, I will share again a Telegram link. Okay. After
Okay.
the chat section, maybe. Uh, Wait just a second. I will share you. Time. 2 minutes. Okay. So
Hello.
yeah.
I have one suggestion for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yesterday I had an interview, so they asked me few questions. So I will share those questions in the group in the Telegram.
Yeah, and you
So
can in
similarly,
start
people who are
in
yeah,
start you also can share.
I mean similarly, people who are having interview, they can also share their questions so that we can
Yeah,
also discuss those
definitely.
questions.
That's why
So
we
that
start this now. You can share your JD. We can
yeah, I mean,
discuss only according to your JD.
but I don't see anyone sharing the interview questions. I mean, in our group we have a lot of people, so everyone, some people must be having interviews every day. So
Mm-hmm.
at least one or two people have must be having interviews every day. So
They will share his question. Okay. And
yeah.
whatever the interview schedule, you have your JD also. According to your
Mhm.
JD, you can ask the questions also.
Okay. Oh, after the interview also, if they can share the questions, whichever
When
questions
they schedule your
they
interview,
have,
they
then
will also share the JD also. Okay.
yeah,
Mm.
they can also share the interview questions that was asked by interviewer
Okay.
after the
Right.
interview.
Telegram link I will share. I already shared in the group chat. You can access
Okay.
there. Okay.
Okay.
So
And I'm sincerely request to you people, please share your desktop before question asking because it will
and
clear.
I will also one request you daily study 2-3 hours. Okay, because this is the interview practice session. We will ask your question. You have to give the answer. Okay, so that's why daily you have to study, and whatever you are joining in the group, whatever answer you are getting, you just also try to learn carefully. Okay, understand? Okay,
Okay.
so tomorrow same time we
Yes.
will meet. Okay,
Okay.
okay. Thank you everyone.